I'm Seb Ostrovich. I'm joined, of course, by the one and only Max Ater. Max, this session is just stacked with talent. The first athlete there on the right of your screen is Danielle Gunnin from the USA, one of 2 US athletes. Then we have Nina Sterckx from Belgium, an athlete who's competed at several different categories. Huge roar of support there for the Olympic champion, Heidelin Diaz of the Philippines. Then from France, it's Dora Chacunte, very strong athlete, particularly in the snatch. Then it's the young junior world record holder in the clean and jerk and total, Pei Xinyi. Another athlete from the Philippines, huge round of applause there for her. It's Elrine Ando. Daphne Vasquez from Mexico, another very strong contender, good support for her. And then the second of the 2 Chinese lifters, the junior world record holder in the snatch with 104 kilos. It was Luo Shifang. Janice Gomez from Mexico, another of the 2 athlete teams here. Taylor Wilkins of the USA, who's going to be battling it out with Danielle Gunnin, trying to get an Olympic spot. Next up, potentially the dark horse of this session, Kamila Konotop. She just put in a huge performance at the European Championships. Yeah. And then finally, with a huge smile, it is the reigning world champion, Yenny Alvarez. Ultimately, the woman that all of these athletes are going to be looking at as the, well, you know, she is really the world #1. Okay, so here's the first of the 2 Mexican athletes. They're going to be in a heated battle of their own, Vasquez versus Gomez. Best snatch is 95.
Oh,
lovely.
Strong opener, a bit slow on the turnover. That bar got out in front of her a little bit too much. But it is an opener, and we oftentimes see a little bit of roughness there.
Yeah. So, a quick reminder that it's her teammate who currently occupies an Olympic spot. And so Vasquez needs to do everything she can to move ahead of her teammate Gomez. Gomez made 223 kilos at the Grand Prix in Havana a few months ago. So 224 is the number that they're both looking to hit here, as well as, of course, of the actual World Championships battle itself. But to some of these athletes, it's more important to beat their teammate and get to the Olympics than it is to medal here.
They're both pretty evenly matched as well, both equally skilled in both lifts.
So here comes Dora from France. Athlete who has a very interesting overhead position.
Yeah.
Sort of pulls her head back a little bit in the catch.
Yeah, a very powerful athlete.
Yeah, she became European champion in 2022 in Tirana. She snatched 96 there. That's her best in this category.
Oh, aggressive opener here, 93. Oh, very strong.
Yeah, that's a brilliant opening attempt.
Wow, she's improved quite a bit.
She's very experienced. She first competed internationally back in 2010.
That's a long career, 13 years.
Yeah, as a youth athlete, you know, she took bronze in 2014 as a European junior, so she's had a lot of time lifting at this level to get used to the big lights. I often notice that she just has a different feel, a different vibe about her when she comes out to compete compared to these other athletes. She's quiet, she's almost looks a little bit pensive, but then she lifts so well. It's almost like an internal, you can almost feel there's an internal monologue going as she walks up onto the platform. Here's Gomez, looking to move ahead of her teammate by a kilo. Important battle for the 2 Mexicans.
Oh, very solid opener. A little bit different technique than her teammate as well. The bar path's a little straighter. The bar stays closer to her. She inches ahead of Vasquez now.
Now, Max, are you familiar with the American records in this category?
I believe the snatch is just over 100 kilograms.
Is it around 101, 123-ish, something like that?
Yep, 101, 123 sounds about right.
Let's take a quick look, just because we don't want to miss one of those. Here comes Taylor for her opening attempt. So the record's 100, 122. We were just a kilo over on both.
Well, that would be the record if they were done.
Right.
We'll just call ourselves right on that one.
Right.
$93. Very strong opener as well.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
Yeah,
she has a very narrow pulling stance.
Yeah, starts with the hips pretty high as well, but does a great job finishing that lift.
Yeah, I saw her in the training hall focusing on some muscle snatches the other day, and the thing that you could see her working on was not allowing the elbows to drop at any point.
Yeah.
You know, just continuing to pull nice and tall, not dropping the elbows and finishing with a press, just really pulling and pulling. And it was just over and over and over again, 35 kilos.
Yeah, she is a very diligent coach, Vance Newgard. Spends a lot of time drilling technique and sticking to very, very solid lifting principles.
So we mentioned that her best snatch is 97 kilos, which she did at the IWF Grand Prix. Now, Max, those records can't be right, because she made 124 kilos in Cuba as a 59.
She must have been overweight there, unless the records haven't been updated. But
yeah, you would have thought they would have been. We're not totally sure about that. So next up, Heidelin Diaz, the Olympic champion at 55, but no, she's going to bump up again. She wants no part of 94 kilos. So she's bumped up. Looks like she's going to call out Vasquez for her second attempt at 94 kilos. Let's see if that holds, or if we're going to see another bump up to 95. Currently multiple athletes with 94 written in. No, looks like she's going to bite for it.
We're so close together here. These attempts, just a few kilos separating each one. This will leapfrog her just a kilo over her teammate.
So Taylor, by the way, did compete at 59, so the record has not been updated. 124 kilos is the clean and jerk record.
Yep.
Wow.
She saves it. Very nice.
We notice this now with another Mexican athlete from a previous category. Very wide catching position with the feet. Very mobile hips.
Wide grip there for 59, just outside the rings.
Yeah, she told us that her best snatch in training this year has been 95 kilos. So, you know, 94 for a second attempt, very strong stuff for her. No injuries as well, she told us. So she's in a good place here. So Taylor has the automatic increase to 94. She'll bump up. And I think pull out her teammate, the American record holder in the snatch, Danielle Gunnin. Saw her snatching 90 kilos, rep after rep, maybe I think 4 singles I saw her do on her first day in the training hall. That was last Saturday. She's been here almost a week at this point. Before that, she and some of the rest of the US team were in Paris training. They got to see some of the facilities that will be used for the Olympic Games.
Oh, she's moved up, though.
She's bumped. So that's going to pull out Nina Sterckx. Nina's been looking very sharp in the training hall over the last few days. Her best snatch this year, 96 kilos, she said. So we're opening pretty aggressively here.
Very heavy opener. She's an extremely experienced lifter, though, especially when it comes to moving through weight classes.
Wow, that was about as comfortable a snatch as I've seen her make internationally.
She nods and acknowledges she's in shape. So far, all lifts have been made. This has been a very, very tight session. No one wants to give up anything to any of their competitors.
Yeah, very solid stuff there.
So Diaz is now the lifter, 95.
Yeah. Lots of athletes at 95 and 96 written in. 9 of the 12 athletes.
Diaz notable for her Olympic victory, a Hail Mary clean and jerk attempt.
Unbelievable, 127, was it?
Oh,
yeah, that was right there.
Yeah, she got behind it a little bit there and just left that bar slightly in front of where it needed to be.
Yeah, Heidelin was the only athlete to defeat a Chinese lifter at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, in that 55 kilo class, which has just been owned by Chinese athletes for so long.
So long.
A real Cinderella story almost there.
Exciting battle between these two athletes from the Philippines, both vying for Olympic selection. Right now, Heidelin's in the driver's seat, but El Renando will do everything that she can to move ahead of the Olympic champion. Not the sort of person you want to be competing with, but that's just the cards that she's been dealt. 94 is her best snatch this year, so this is very aggressive. Wow.
Ooh, strong lift.
Really sharp technique. Very smooth pull. Great turnover.
She is the underdog here of the team, making a mark. But if there's someone you don't want to count out, it is definitely Heidelin Diaz. So she's got her work cut out for her, especially in the clean and jerk. See, Yenny Alvarez is on the scoreboard. We'll see if she sticks with that 95. She's going to move up.
So here's Dora. Is she going to take this? It's only 2 kilos up on her last lift. You would have thought that she might. Yeah, she's bumped a little bit more. So it goes back to Taylor Wilkins, who again I would have thought would bump another kilo based on how easy that first attempt was at 93 kilos.
Yeah, well, you know, it's her spot to lose. Well, no, she's moving up there.
Yeah,
see her coach.
So we'll see her teammate, I assume, Danielle Gunnin, now take her opener at 96 kilos. And Danielle snatched 101 kilos in training recently, and I said to her, oh, I saw that lift, it was great, and she said, yeah, made that a few times recently.
Wow.
So she's looking, well, from what we can see and what we can tell, she's looking very strong in the snatch at the moment.
So Diaz now a lifter at 95.
A very, I was going to say to you, Max, I wonder if we're going to see a lot of makes. It tends to be in this category that for some reason just the technicians flock to the 59s.
Yeah.
And we've only seen one miss so far.
Yeah, from this athlete here, former Olympic champion.
And world champion.
Yeah.
In the 55 kilo category. She's bumped up now. She has to lift more here. looks so comfortable.
She's on her toes. Duck walks it.
Oh my word.
Wow. You know, it was a better attempt than the first, but she was still a bit forward. That's why she landed on the toes.
Yeah.
Not a great spot to be in there, but she's on the board with 95. So Vasquez has 95 in. That's just the automatic increase. We'll see. Imagining she's going to go up at least 2 kilos.
Yep.
That brings out Gunnin at 96. Gunnin plans to go over 100. 96, I imagine, would be probably the lowest she wants to open.
Yeah. Well, her American record is 100 kilos, so you imagine 96 to 99 and then a 101 American record attempt potentially.
Yeah.
That's what she's been hitting in training. That's what she wants, clearly. And these U.S. athletes...
Nope. Gunnin moved up.
She's moved up.
Yeah. I suspected that she might try a 97 opener.
Wow.
We'll see.
And she's going to want to move up into pretty much the top 4 or 5 in the world if she wants to be one of the USA's picks for Paris. And to do that, she's going to need to be totaling, you know, 232, those sort of numbers, which might just be a little bit too much for the U.S. athletes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mo Charon, a athlete who not competing here, she just weighed in. The Olympic champion at 64, who's made the cut to 59. By the time the Olympics comes around, there'll be 3 Olympic champions in this category competing.
Wow, another strong lift. A 3 kilo jump. She was waiting for a while, too.
Keeps that bar so close, you can hear it pulling up on her knee sleeves. A little hop forward, but she's so powerful.
Yeah, yeah, that big jump forward is not efficient at all, but she has so much power and is just such an athlete, she can make it work.
Her calmness and composure is so interesting to see.
Yeah, almost robotic.
Yeah. Okay, Yaneth Gomez now, 96 kilos, second attempt, 3 kilos up. And this to give her a 2 kilo lead over her teammate.
Yeah, they're just trading lifts back and forth.
Yeah, the Olympics is what's on the table for these two. Oh,
yeah, just a little bit short.
It was a really great attempt. Yeah, the fact that she held it for that split second showed that she was under it, just not quite enough. Yeah, she had upward pressure in the catch.
So we have a lot of athletes here at 96. We'll see who actually comes out for it. Does Gomez repeat?
I think she has to. I mean, she's 2 kilos up over, or in fact, she's below her teammate, so she does need to.
Her teammate here has 96 as well, looking like she may come out for this.
If she does, then we'll see. Gomez might go up another kilo.
You know, it could be strategic for her to come out and try to push Gomez to take a heavier lift.
Yeah.
But they both know they have to be high on that list to qualify for the Olympics as well, so just beating their teammate doesn't really guarantee them a spot there, being in the top 10. Yeah. Vasquez is coming out for this 96. So she was successful with 92, 94. 2 kilo jump here. Puts her in the driver's seat against her teammate.
Watch this wide catch. Danielle Gunnin's now bumped up to 98.
Wow, that's a big opener for her. Oh, just swung it a little too much.
Just overdone it.
Well, she leaves it open now for her teammate to pass her at 96. Gomez could easily pass this, get about 2 kilos ahead.
So in the back room, Pei Xinyi is at 90 kilos. Her teammate Luo Shifang is only at 65.
Wow.
So those openers might be about right. 98 is what Pei's put in, and 101 for Luo. Yenny Alvarez is at 85 kilos. She has a 98 kilo opener written in. That might bump up to the 100 mark. And Max, if we wondered whether or not Kamila Konotop was going to open at 105 kilos, I'll tell you this. She's currently at 35 kilos in the back room. So I think that 105 opener may well stand.
Yeah, that would be an absolutely huge opener for her.
That's exciting. It could be a world record territory on her third attempt.
Wow, great lift.
Yeah.
That bumps her ahead of her teammate here. 96 kilos.
Wow, yeah, and you know, she was already in the driver's seat with the world rankings above her teammate, and now she's got a 2 kilo lead going into the clean and jerk. That's a great position for her to be.
Yeah, she's going to dictate the pace of this competition between her and Vasquez as far as qualification for the Olympics. So Wilkins 97 now. Big 4 kilo jump in the snatch.
Yeah, but her opener did look very strong.
It was, yes.
So let's just check, but I believe this equals her best. It does. This is what she hit at the Grand Prix in Cuba back in June. She must be feeling confident. Oh,
yeah.
Just left it out front.
Yeah, really short on that one.
She had the height on the bar, though.
Yeah, you know, she starts with her hips pretty high there,
she
kind of drops into that pull. Might be a little inconsistent. Could have left the bar in front of her because of that.
Yeah, that narrow stance, high hips.
Yeah, it's a tough place to be for her now because she's lost one attempt, and her teammate, Gunnin's got 98 as an opener. So she's waiting.
But she is the stronger of the clean and jerk. So
yeah, it could go back and forth here between those two.
So here's Nina. She's been dealing with a hip and shoulder injury, she told us. Listening to her body in training, she told us that when she feels good, she goes for it, she goes heavy, and if she feels in pain, she just goes lighter that day. That's the experience that comes with so many international meets.
Wow, beautiful lift.
Max, I think this is the best we've ever seen Nina Sterckx. She nodded, she knows it.
Yeah, she is absolutely on fire right now.
She's looking strong.
Some great lifting.
You know, I think moving up to this category has helped. When she's competing at 49, which she did, I think at the Worlds last year, she was 49.
Yeah.
You know, she's just so wobbly in the catch, and she's having to step forward to make saves, and she's pulling her head forward and backwards in the catch to find balance. But with the extra body mass, you know, and we commented actually in the training hall that we'd noticed that not only is she now up at this category, she also looks leaner than she has done previously when she's competed heavier. So she's clearly gained the muscle mass that she needed.
Yeah, moving really down is always a tough strategy. Being too light is just never a plan that works.
Here comes Heidelin. She made 95 on a second attempt. Oh, she's had to save it again.
There.
She is just so magical to watch.
Wow. Just an absolute fighter.
Sigh of relief. She wipes her brow.
Does get one red there. I wonder if her elbow maybe bobbled a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe we can see a replay on that. The jury don't seem like they're interested in calling for another look, fortunately. Let's see.
So Wilkins, 97 again here.
Oh, I don't know. His elbows look fine to me.
Yeah. That little adjustment might have just thrown them off.
Yeah.
Whoever saw that. So 97. 98 now. Wilkins has gone up as well.
Gosh, this is such an aggressive.
That's a really aggressive
attempt
play
for Danielle.
Yeah, 98 kilos.
2 kilos shy of her American record. Yeah, incredible. But
she comes.
as I mentioned when I spoke to her, she did say that she was feeling good in the snatch, very confident.
Yeah, she's moved down from a heavier weight class a few years ago, really, to perform exceptionally well here.
Yeah, she mentioned that she's back to hitting the numbers that she used to hit as a 64.
Yeah.
1 year after cutting.
Yeah, did a great job doing that. 98 kilos.
Oh, there we go. I think she's pressed out on the right arm though.
Yeah, she knew it right away.
But tell you what, she has a real, well, a lot of height. I mean, she just, I hate to use the word yank because it sounds like it's a critique almost, but I can't think of a better word. Right at the top, she just injects so much pace into the bar.
Yeah, she really gets a big pull at the top, but it's a little bit loopy and it kind of falls on her. So here's Pei Xinyi, 98 kilos.
Yeah, let's see how she moves. Yeah, she looked so strong last year. And as far as technique goes, it really doesn't get a whole lot better than this. Saw her snatching 85 kilos either yesterday or the day before.
Look at that.
Yeah, that is so
strong.
So good.
There was nothing in doubt on that lift anywhere. Every millimeter of that lift was just with authority.
Yeah. Now I hope that, you know, the reason she opened it so light is more of a case of her being a junior and the Chinese coaches being smart and wanting to fill her with confidence. She's still relatively new to international meets. It's only her third time on a international platform.
Yeah, you know, we reference the Olympics a lot here, talking about this because it's such a critical event for that's happening next year. But, you know, she's 18 years old. She has a long career ahead of her. They could be planning for, you know, a slow build-up of her totals.
2032.
Yeah. Plenty of time. But 98 still very strong. We don't know what anyone else is going to do yet.
Now, this is interesting to see 2 attempts from El Renando after her teammate has already finished. And again, worth mentioning that when we spoke to her and asked her what her best lifts have been recently, she said 94 in the snatch. Here's 98. There we go.
Wow.
And she pulls her right foot back in the snatch.
Similar style almost to Diaz as well. Kind of unpredictable where the feet are going to land.
I tell you what, this is by far the most packed this place has been for a session. More so on one side than the other. Directly behind us, there's not a seat free. We've got all of Team China. We've got, I guess, a lot of athletes from the Philippines too. Here's Danielle Gunnin now. Second attempt. She stood up with 98 kilos, but was called for a press out on her right elbow.
Yeah, she has a ton of strength. Gets that bar plenty high enough, but sometimes those elbows are just not quite locked in the catch.
Oh, no. It was right there, and she knows that she can make this. Now, she and Taylor are in tough positions, both for different reasons now. Taylor has the potential to end up a bit too far behind if she doesn't make this third attempt, but she could make it, and Danielle could miss, and suddenly the roles have reversed again.
Yeah, they're both sitting here with 98. Neither one has made it yet.
In the back room, Luo Shifang is at 85 kilos. She power snatched it, got it very high. Yenny Alvarez snatched 95, realized she was warming up a bit too soon. She dropped back down to 85 kilos. Kamila Konotop, on the other hand, she snatched 55. She jumped to 80. It looked incredibly smooth and light.
Wow.
And she's still sticking at 80 kilos.
Wow.
So she is, she's in some real shape right now.
So Wilkins taking the 98. Missed 97 on the second. Bumped a kilo now. This is a huge attempt.
Wow.
What a save. What a lift.
That is amazing. It's a new personal best for Taylor Wilkins. What a move to miss 97 and then add a kilo and come out and make it is just absolutely incredible. I mean, and she had to sit and wait there for a long time.
Yeah, huge attempt for her. You know, she traded back and forth with Gunnin at several meets, nationally, internationally, and now she is definitely in the front. She's put a lot of pressure on Gunnin. Gunnin here needs this 98 to even have a chance to fight with Wilkins. Wilkins is a stronger clean and jerker as well.
Yeah, so Danielle, she has to make this and then have the clean and jerk day of her life. You can see Piros Dimas in the back. Mike Gattone also in the back room. I just spoke to him prior to this. Wished him good luck. Now she has a lot of pull. It's just getting a little bit forward from her.
Yeah, it needs to be more vertical.
I think that's the one. Let's see. Yes, brilliant stuff. Surely that's going to be 3 whites.
Got 3 whites. Wow, what a comeback.
She's pumped up.
That was a ferocious attempt.
What a way to do it. Okay, so exciting stuff there.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic session. Even with the misses, we're seeing a lot of comebacks that are successful.
Yeah.
We've now moved into the 99 kilo range. We'll see if that holds. Nina Sterckx has taken 2 kilo jumps here from 95 to 97.
Yeah. A lot of interesting warm-ups going on in the back room. As I mentioned, Yenny Alvarez worked up to 95, dropped back down to 85. Kamila Konotop, she went 55 to 80, and then from 80 to 85. Bit of an odd move there.
I think we've seen some strange attempts like that from her before. You know, she might just want a little bump and then to increase.
I suppose she probably knows that she's going to open pretty much right around when everyone else is done.
Yeah.
We might see Luo Shifang and Pei Xinyi.
Oh,
wow.
Just close. A hair forward on that one. You know, we talked about this before. If she had rolled that bar back 1 or 2 more steps, she might have made it.
Screaming in the crowd.
Yeah. That big forward momentum, big leap forward is so hard to be successful with. 99 stays on. Nina Sterckx is going to come out.
New personal best for her if she makes it. Her first 2 attempts look very sharp.
Yeah. She's a great technician. Just so consistent in the training hall.
Yeah, she's been working on these slow pull snatches. We saw her up at 80 kilos 2 days ago. Very, very slow to the knee. And then switches on the pace.
Oh, beautiful lift.
Word.
So good.
Unbelievable.
That was flawless. From the ground up, you could see just perfection. She moved so well to the knee. Started to accelerate that bar past her knee, but was not rushing at all.
Such a brilliant athlete.
Yeah, such a treat to see that.
You know, she's been through a lot in her career, really, having to cut and bulk up and move around category. And she's so fun to watch because she lets you know exactly how she's feeling. You know, she'll cry on the platform, but she'll also cheer. Always a pleasure to watch compete. All right, Max, we're up at 100 kilos. This is where things get very spicy.
Yes.
The reigning world champion, Yenny Alvarez, coming out now for her opening attempt at 100 kilos. Last year at the World Championships, she snatched 101. So this is big. Her best ever, 102 kilos. That was at the Pan Am Champs just a few months before she made the 101.
This is an aggressive opening attempt.
Oh wow. Word. It's just heating up.
She's here for her title. She's here to defend that title.
This is really, really heating up now.
2 kilos off her competition best for an opener.
Yeah, to make her look like that.
Looked so strong.
She looks like she could snatch 105 today.
Well, she may need to, the way this competition's going.
I think so. El Reinando now. Kamila Konotop jumped from 85 to 95 in the back room.
Yeah, some interesting attempts there. 80, 85, 95.
Interestingly, Yenny Alvarez, after dropping back down to 85, made it a few times and didn't go back up before coming out to 100. So that was a bit of a 15-kilo jump from her.
Wow.
It's enormous.
Oh,
it's a personal best for her in this category. She twists, she rocks back and forth. She turns to open up on her outside, but she's up with it. And she has, how far ahead is she now of Heidlin? 3 kilos.
Yeah, what a phenomenal lift for her. That's a critical moment in her lifting career to pass her teammate, who is an Olympic champion, by 3 kilos in the snatch. She's setting herself up for a very good total.
So much is going on in this competition. Opening attempt now for Luo Shifang.
.101 kilos, Luo Shifang. That's what she put in as her opening attempt from the very beginning, and she stuck to it.
Now, of course, she holds a junior world record at 104 kilos. She's now a senior.
Oh, huge pull.
Okay, now she's injected a bit of speed into this session that we haven't seen yet.
Absolutely dominant snatch there.
She made 105 kilos at the Asian Championships, which she won back in May. That was in Jinju. She followed that up with a 133 kilo clean and jerk, which gave her the winning total of, winning total of the competition, but the biggest total of any 59 yet during this Olympic qualifying period.
Yeah, an absolutely enormous opening attempt. So 102 on the bar now. Pei Xinyi is the lifter.
Now, do you imagine that these Chinese athletes practice these chants, or is it one of those things where it's just been going on for so long? When you're inducted into the national team, you hear it, you learn it. It's never taught. It's just something that...
Having watched the Chinese team train as much as we have, I don't think there's anything they don't practice.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're right. Okay, let's see. She made it opener look spectacular. Oh, she's overpulled it.
Rolls it behind there. A bit unfortunate.
It's not a good place to be.
Yeah.
What's she going to do? It almost feels like an extra kilo or two might do her some good.
Yeah, I mean, there was ample power there. She just swung it behind. So Alvarez here at 102. Nope, she's moved up as well. So Pei Xinyi just lost the clock here. She's got a minute to follow herself. We'll see if she bumps. I don't think she would bump high enough, though.
Nah.
Yeah, she's going to come right back out for it. It's the benefit of being 18 years old. One of many.
She really needs this if she's going to want to be in with a shot at moving ahead of a teammate.
Yeah, that 98 just won't hold in this session. 102 does put her ahead of the B session, Kuo Hsing-chun's 101.
That's
Stabilized it, but she's up.
You're welcome to say it if you want to, Max.
The presence of mind there in the bottom to just do what she needed to do to make sure it was balanced.
Yeah, don't not say it on my account. Brilliant stuff there. You know, she's still a junior. She's the youngest athlete in the field by some way. I think she's 3 kilos younger than the closest.
3 years.
Huh?
3 years.
3 years, yeah. Younger than anyone else. Unbelievable. So here comes the European champion, the strongest snatcher here.
Konotop's dropped to 103.
Yep. Wants to get an opener in.
Yeah.
I tell you what, she looked ever so sharp at the European Championships.
Absolutely incredible strength.
On
right
paper,
to the bar.
She's the strongest snatcher here by a kilo.
Wow.
But I think it's going to be by more than 1 kilo today.
That was absolutely incredible. She looks like she had something better to do in the back.
Yeah,
she walked out.
Yeah, she was in the middle of something.
Yeah.
Do I really have to go out and hit this?
Alvarez here, 103.
Wow, yeah. That makes sense. It's a kilo personal best for her, and it just keeps her in the running for a big third attempt.
Yeah, big lift for her.
Look at that. Little hop back, which is pretty customary.
Yeah, Konotop just absolutely destroyed that opening attempt snatch. She has looked so incredible this year.
Yenny Alvarez now.
Defending world champion.
She looks so composed. You know, it's always a real privilege to see an athlete at this level take a personal best attempt. You know, you get to witness something extremely powerful in real time. Oh, it was just right there.
Yeah, a little short.
She can do that.
Does not put her in a good spot here, but she's going to have to follow herself with 103. 101 is going to hold from the B session.
Yeah, Max, this battle between Luo Shifang and Kamila Konotop. Kamila's put in 108. And nobody snatches 108 and then doesn't go to 111 for a world record attempt.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's put 108 in, but we'll see what she actually does here.
It'll probably drop down. Especially
although the 103 was was pretty comfortable.
But then again, yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. Yenny's going to retake this 103. That then will bring out Luo Shifang.
Yeah, this is just the snatch portion as well. You know, the
Shifang is so strong in the clean and jerk.
The total is where it's made, and the clean and jerk is where things have to really solidify for you to make a big total.
Interestingly, and perhaps shockingly, Kamila Konotop actually missed 100 kilos in the back room. She then basically doubled it and made it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Alvarez putting on the knee wraps.
Wrap up pretty quick. She's got a minute on the clock. That's the issue, I guess, with snatching with wraps on. She's still got one side left to do. You can tell she's moving pretty quick. She knows she can't mess about here. These athletes with very distinctive wrapping patterns. They'll never wrap their legs in any different way. Here she comes. She's got time. Final attempt now. She's already got 100 kilos, which keeps her in the running, but 103 would make her life a whole lot easier in the clean and jerk if she can get this overhead. Her last attempt, she left it just a touch out front. Sort of caught it and it bobbled out. Oh, it's exactly the same as the last.
Yeah, that 100 kilos is only going to hold up for 6th place in the snatch.
Wow.
Yeah. That's quite...
I guess we saw the 101 from Kuo Hsing-chun in the C session.
But also 100.
So, hear me out, Max. The 3 best totals so far all came from the C session, not the B session.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an odd...
Yeah, something's going on at this World Champ. We've seen a lot of It's almost like there's some tactics going on from countries to put in big lifts in the B session.
Yeah. Well, see, I mean, we have so many.
Shizyong's in the C session. He just snatched 160.
I mean, yeah, to put them in that session is so strange.
Who else? I mean, Rahmat's in the B session.
Yeah.
He just basically hitting world record level lifts in the training hall. Here's Luo Shifang, 104. It's a kilo below her personal best. This for the lead. Oh, it's just so good.
Yeah, big jump back though.
Yeah,
the footwork there was not ideal. Huge pull.
Very fast, and she just throws her head down, and when she catches it, looks down, and it just locks that bar behind her.
Strong attempt. She's now in the lead at the 104. We'll see what Konotop does though. She's got 108 as her second attempt. But based on how strong that 103 was, it could easily be. So where does Luo Shifang go from here? 104. Yeah, 107.
Wow.
That makes sense. You know, the 3 kilo jump from first to second, a 3 kilo here.
So she'll follow herself.
Yeah.
And then it's Konotop with 108. So Konotop has not taken any attempts since making that 103. She's just sat down and has just waited it out. I don't know how many attempts there's been, but it's probably been a good 6 or 7 minutes.
Konotop's dropped to 106.
Interesting. Yep. Probably the smart move. It takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh, forward.
Rocks forward.
Did not expect that after the first.
Up onto her toes. Little internal rotation in the arms. Made the elbows look a touch softer.
You know, a miss like that has to be even more infuriating for anyone who didn't make successful attempts, especially Yenny Alvarez. That 103 would have possibly held up. So now Konotop has to follow herself because Luo Shifang put in 107. The weight doesn't seem to bother Konotop. She seems pretty resilient as far as warm-ups go.
When we spoke with Konotop, she told us that her best snatch this year is 107 kilos. She said she's had, you know, basic injuries, but nothing significant, which is good. Focusing on just her technique. When we asked her what she thought about her competitors, she said that the competitors are worthy. She's looking forward to a good fight. Well, it's definitely a fight that she's getting here with Luo Shifang making 104 look like that. I mean, as it stands, Luo's in the lead. They are a kilo ahead of Konotop.
So Konotop is the lifter here.
Yeah.
Got a minute left, 106. Do they change?
I think she takes this.
Yeah.
I think she'll make it.
I couldn't see any other attempt. That was close. Just a little bit forward.
She's ever so powerful.
There she is in the tunnel.
That's what equal her winning snatch from the European Championships.
Yep.
That's the one.
There it is.
Yeah, so simple. And when you see that back on replay, you'll realize just how high she actually meets the bar, and she just rides it down. There were more kilos there. It's a real shame she missed that second attempt. We didn't get to see totally what she was capable of, but you know, 106, just such a massive lift. Unbelievable. So I assume, what is the European record? It's got to be, she probably owns it. She does. Yeah, she does own it.
Luo Shifang 107.
Yeah, this is the final snatch of the competition now. This will be a personal best for her. It will also be joint equal to the heaviest snatch we've seen during this Olympic qualifying period, so the last couple of years essentially.
Wow.
Oh my word.
Huge lift.
You know, do you think we're going to see her one day challenge for the world record, go for 111? Because that looks great.
Yeah, and that's a big jump. That's 4 kilos more, but if anyone's going to do it, I could see it being her. Her or Konotop for sure.
5 kilos ahead of Pei Xinyi now, her teammate. Yeah. Surely Pei's not going to be able to move back ahead of her.
It would take a monumental clean and jerk to do that.
Yeah.
But that's the lift coming up, so we'll see.
Yeah, you get this sort of feeling that Yenny Alvarez and Pei Xinyi might be battling it out for bronze, whereas Luo Shifang and Kamila Konotop might be the ones battling it out for the gold. They're just a few kilos ahead, and with them all being able to clean and jerk so much, it's going to be tough for the third and fourth place finishers to catch up. The gold medal then in the snatch, of course, is going to go to China. Luo Shifang, 107 kilos as a personal best. She goes 3 for 3. The silver to Kamila Konotop, 106 kilos. Bronze to Pei Xinyi of China. And fourth, actually, will be Kuo Hsing-chun from the C session. She made 101 kilos. But in this session, who do we have? Oh, even actually fifth comes from the C session as well, with Rafiatu from Nigeria.
Yeah, just an
Yenny
absolutely
sixth.
Loaded session here. I mean, this class is stacked.
Yeah.
So many good lifters. I mean, we're seeing lifts from the C session here, totals from the C session holding up.
Totals from the C session that are going to beat some of these athletes for sure. I mean, we've got a 231, a 225. I mean, 225 is massive as well.
Yeah.
From the Nigerian. Yeah, unbelievable. So 8 minutes on the clock until the clean and jerk portion. Here's this 94 kilo second attempt from Vasquez. She then went on and missed 96 kilos. Nina Sterckx had an absolutely sensational day.
Yeah, personal records all around, 99 kilos.
A little bit weaker in the clean and jerk than some of these other athletes, so I don't imagine she's going to be getting up into the medals. She's has a personal best, she told us, of 121 kilos, whereas the winning clean and jerks are going to be up in the late 120s, low 130s, I'd imagine. Heidelin Diaz, who came back and made 97 kilos. That's her 95 kilo second attempt. She doesn't make life easy for her, but she does make it fun for all of us. Then Gomez, after a miss at 96, she comes back and she makes this lift.
Yeah, beautiful technique there.
Really brilliant stuff. Just stays ahead of her teammate by 2 kilos. It's not a lot, but it's enough when you've got to outlift someone rather than beating them on body weight. You know, 2 kilos means that the other athlete has to hit 3 kilos more. Nina's 97. Of course, she then went up 2 more kilos. But before that, we got to see this opening attempt from Pei Xinyi. That opening attempt was the crispest looking lift of the competition. She's just lacking a little bit of strength, maybe experience, age, I suppose, than some of these other athletes. So in the building, the lights are being lowered and then re-raised to the ceiling. Let's see what. Not totally sure what's going on here. Just checking that they still work, perhaps. And that battle between the 2 US lifters, both of them coming back from misses to make 98 on their final attempts.
Yeah.
Danielle had to do it. She missed her first 2. And Taylor didn't have to, but she got it, and it's a new personal best, and it really puts her in a stronger spot than Danielle.
Absolutely. They both battled hard to make those 98s. There's Nina's 99 record, personal record for her.
Has to be said, based on this opening attempt from Yenny Alvarez, I really felt like she was going to be able to make a few more kilos, but when you're at that level, I guess you have to make things look perfect if you're going to make them.
Yeah, well, that margin for error is just so small. A little bit off, a little bit weak on the pull, or maybe just don't turn it over enough. A little bit unsure of whether or not it's going to be perfect. You know, you can easily make a mistake and miss slightly forward.
The interesting thing about Konotop's technique is that she catches things with pretty vertical shins.
Yeah.
So she actually has to sit her hips quite far back, doesn't access the depth that the other athletes do.
Yeah, leans forward a bit more as well.
Yeah, inclined torso. Lots of angles going on in horizontal planes rather than vertical ones, but she makes it work very well.
Yeah, she's so powerful.